What's up, y'all? So recently I just directed Converse's new basically campaign for the release of their new Converse All-Star basketball shoe. They've been out of the kind of performance basketball shoe game for a while. They just announced it. This project's kind of been on the hush-hush for a little bit now. I haven't been able to talk about it, but now that the project is out and the campaign is out, you can probably go find it on their Instagram, website, etc. But I'm doing kind of, this video is like a breakdown, kind of behind the scenes video. I did drop a behind the scenes video already on here, but this will be kind of me talking through the breakdown of the commercial, my choices, lens selection, camera, how we did certain shots, and just kind of the overall choices for everything. So, you know, let's try and get this through as quickly as possible while still giving you guys some good info here. So I just have a string out of like all the behind the scenes clips here, and I'm just gonna kind of scrim through and talk about different things. So lens selection, I own a pair of these Sigma Cine lenses. This is the 50 to 100. Just went with the basically the 50 to 100 on this C cam right here. We had 3 cameras running, and then the other 2 cameras, Steadicam and handheld, were the 18 to 35. So this was the 50 to 100, and this was like C cam running handheld, and then there is B cam on Steadicam, and you can see the 18 to 35 there, running my red helium and then 2 red Geminis as B and C cam. There's Tom, the DP, working on Steady, getting everything set up with the Steadicam off. We did shoot film as well, but I did not use any film other than like 1 or 2 shots in the final edit. Hair and makeup going down over there. There's the Steadicam rig, 18 to 35. This is kind of just a safety meeting going over the day and everything right there. So here we're just kind of getting warmed up. Oh, so this is something I want to talk about. I had my homie Tyler Casey come out. I really wanted this kind of like fisheye effect, but more than just fisheye, I wanted it to have like this weird, like almost like you're looking through the lens, like you can see the inside of the lens, but it's just like a full circle that you see. So I had him come out with this little attachment that he has on his GH5 and run some B-roll shots to just give this piece extra little bit of flavor and fun. The whole Converse's main thing is they wanted it to feel very youthful and energetic and fun. And so this effect kind of reminded me of like youthful, energetic skate videos, and I wanted to interject that into this basketball campaign because I'd never seen that before, and I thought we could do some really cool, fun stuff with that. So that was that kind of fisheye effect on the GH5. Here's some of the lighting gear, the grip and electric van, easy rig, Tom getting hooked up with A-cam there, Teradek, Anton Bauer batteries, Teradek running over here to the small HD monitor for the focus puller, the first AC to pull focus. There he is right there, just getting set up with Tom. One thing I do want to talk about filter wise, I made a video about this before, but we did use in every single camera Hollywood Black Magic, and that is a filter that just kind of, again, softens the highlights, makes everything a little less digital. These cameras now are so sharp and digital. I just wanted to soften it up, give it a little extra like film texture because I even threw on film grain in editing in post, and here we have ND 2.1 in here as well. So we had ND 2.1 in each camera along with some Hollywood Black Magic filters. Getting strapped in here. This is kind of the intro scene, them arriving to the court, more arriving to the court, Steadicam, Tom shooting B-roll in the back. So this scene here ended up just being a lot of just like them playing, kind of freestyling it, and it didn't, the one thing I would say, it really didn't work to freestyle it. We ended up having to really like set up moments, and the reason why I went for freestyle at first is because I wanted it to feel very natural and like they were playing and in the mix of it. And sometimes when you set up moments, like people are just very like stagnant or not in it, like they were playing, like if they were playing an actual game. So definitely really just wanted to have those freestyle moments, but it really wasn't working to like find and get the right action, get it in focus. So we ended up having to just like set up moments like, okay, you're gonna cross over here, go left, you're gonna step over and go up to lay it up. And that's kind of what we ended up doing throughout the day. Later on, as we discovered, like right here is a little setup moment where like you're gonna come up over top, you're gonna drive and lay it in. So this is Tomas, the creative director. Over here, it's my little notebook. That was kind of my shot list and different reference images that I kind of wanted to pull off. And this is me sitting at the video village, talking through a microphone, kind of giving instructions to the players, camera operators. This is from Steadicam right here. Just a little monitor, pulling focus. So I did shoot some Super 8. I think like one clip made it into the final edit. So we ended up shooting Super 8 and 16 as well, but not too much made it into the edit. But I might make some other kind of piece with all that film. So I want to move to this. This is one of the cooler setups. I had this idea, especially since it was about the shoe, to do kind of like a looking through the bottom of the basketball court as if we're underneath the court as they're dribbling, showing off the shoe. I thought it'd be a really cool, fun, youthful thing as well, and just like a cool effect. So we actually built this platform out of wood, basically just, you know, some 2x4, some wood, and then this is an inch thick plexiglass that is lipped in there, and so the talent can stand on it and dribble the ball and move, and we're able to shoot through. Put it on a hi-hat here, a couple apple boxes, and you can see me just kind of operating as they're dribbling, moving around. And this was one of my favorite setups, and only a few shots made it into the edit. I would have liked to use a lot more, but the client didn't want to use as much as that as some of the other stuff. So, you know, sometimes you're at the mercy of the client. But yeah, this was a really fun look, and we ran through like a minute. Each person had a minute to kind of like dribble, pose, and show things off. I think we ran through like 4 or 5 people for that. Here you can see a little bit wider of an image of just like dribbling, posing. And the reason we have these black flags here was to stop light from coming in and reflecting. We were getting some reflections on the underside, so to kind of black it out, and so we wouldn't get those reflections. That's why that's there. This is inside the gym, running over the drills that we're about to do and film. So we moved inside. This was at that same location. There was an interior gym. And so with Steadicam, I used the Steadicam to like establish the shot, the location where we're at, and then I punched in a handheld for everything. It was super important that this video had like tons of energy and didn't feel like so professional and commercial. They wanted it to feel young and gritty and energetic. So like 99% of the video, probably 99.9% of the video is like all handheld. I think I only used one Steadicam shot in the whole thing, maybe 2, and it's for a split second. Again, they just wanted a very youthful, energetic, handheld feel, and I prefer to do that anyways. That's my style of shooting, so I mean, it worked out well, but I wanted to have Steadicam there just in case. But here, this is the interior of the gym. We hazed it up a bit. You can just see the haze gives it a little bit of an atmosphere, fills it out. It just gives it, like I said, an atmosphere, a texture, a tone to it that you wouldn't have otherwise without haze. Here you can see the settings. So throughout the day, we ran a 144 shutter angle. That was just to give everything a little bit more of that sharp crisp. Normally you would run 180, but dropping that number a bit, you get a little less motion blur, and so it just kind of gives it that sharp edge that, you know, is just good for high energy things. And so basketball, high energy, fun. We just dropped the shutter angle a little bit to give it that crispness and that raw energy. And you can kind of see it here, but we did run through some diffusion, I believe quarter diffusion, and yep, there it is, a big HMI daylight balance through that to just fill out the space a little bit and just kind of give that haze a little bit of pop. So then the next location, final location of the day, we hit all 3 locations in one day, was this blacktop court in Chinatown. And again, this was just these were some more like setup moments that we're doing here. You can see me running with the little fisheye thing here. Wanted to get up in people's faces with that and give it a fun, cool texture and look. So here was just like a bunch of different, the main thing we got here were a lot of these setup shots and shots of like the shoe and just like some people posing. And then the main thing of what we really wanted to do here was get some crane shots and go straight overhead, because I wanted to make sure we went like a straight overhead view looking down at the hoop and got like some dunks in. I thought it would be like a really cool perspective and something different that we couldn't do at the other courts. The reason we could do it here is because there was all this space and room overhead and we could fit the crane out here, but the other locations it just wouldn't have worked. Here you can see a little shot here, handheld, getting big in the post, getting some energy, and shaking it around a little bit, down to the shoes, back up to them. This shot actually made it in, and then right after this, right there, I cut to the overhead shot where he dunks. And so it was like a cool little scene. It's stitched all together. And then over here, let's see, yep, you can see the crane here working. And again, this is for that vertical top-down look, give a cool perspective to some of the players dunking. And yeah, I was really excited about that. And I think it just added some really cool, like, oh, so here you go, boom, and then that's where we would cut to off of that last play. So we actually shot it on different ends of the court, just due to shooting schedule. We were shooting down on the other end, and so while we were shooting down on the other end, he set it up down here, and then we just flipped the image so it looked like it was the same area, same hoop, like he was coming from the same side. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of roughly a lot of the BTS. I do have a BTS video on here. You can go check it out. But that's kind of a quick breakdown talking about the project, how we shot it, the gear we used, and just the different things involved. Hopefully this gave you guys a little bit of insight into the project. I enjoy sharing all this kind of like behind the scenes content with you guys. It's fun. I didn't have like, when I was coming up trying to like get into the film game, I didn't have a resource like this to like check out productions and whatnot online. So that's kind of what I want to bring to you guys. If there's anything you guys want to see or know more about, or more details, feel free to hit me up in the comments, ask questions, let me know, follow me on Instagram, all that good stuff. Appreciate you guys for watching. I'm Jacob Owens for the Buff Nerds, and I'm out.